boundaries. I am your facilitator, your boundaries coach, and your host, Pamela Bird. And let's talk boundaries. Today, I'm so excited because, as I shared with you, we're going to talk about expanding our boundaries. And I thought about one person that would be perfect to help you to expand your boundaries. And let me tell you a little bit about her. This is Kenya Johnson. Kenya is a connoisseur of life.
Mm.
I'm so excited to get started because she is deep, y'all. She's deep. So let me introduce you to Miss Kenya Johnson.
Wow, that was amazing, Pam. I really appreciate. I've never heard of the connoisseur, you know, but I really appreciate you and all the times we get together. It's always genuine. It's always fascinating. It's always thought provoking, and it's just the heartbeat of God, which is relationships.
Amen.
And so I'm just honored to be here. I never thought that I would. Become any like world renowned speaker or master of anything. I just pursued a quality of life.
Mm,
That's it. I
yeah.
just pursued the things that God called for us to pursue, and that's peace, that's joy, that's abundance. All the things that make life work in the right direction. So I never signed up to be any guru or anything, and I never looked to be a social media influencer or anything like that. I just know that when I wake up in the morning and my feet hit the ground, I know that it's a blessing to be able to walk, to talk, to see, to hear, to take a shower on your own, to get in your car and drive, be able to cook. All these things, have led me to where I am today. So, all the accolades that I have were things that I just wanted to learn for myself.
Mm,
Because one thing I've accepted recently is that God has blessed me to be resourceful, which is linked to being a problem solver.
mm,
I get joy out of helping people get out of complicated situations. And
mm.
so that's why I have all these different credentials. It wasn't because, oh, I'm trying to, find the right path. I mean,
Mm,
all of them are connected. I just know that when you can help solve people's problems as you solve your own,
mhm.
the world is a better place. And so that's just the place where I find myself in. So,
I love that because there's so many people. And one saying that I always say is that you don't have a problem, you simply have a decision to make.
I love that.
And I think one of the things that people get stuck is they don't know where to go to find the decision, to make the decision, to find the
Mm,
answers they need in order to make the decision.
mhm.
And as you indicated, you love helping people solve problems. But I think one of the things you love most is helping people to figure out how to solve their own problems. Because, in the Bible, it talks about give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, teach him how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime.
Mm,
And so, what you do is you help people to find those answers in
absolutely.
order to make the decisions. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today is expanding. And because when we think about the new year, people say, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that. Well, I put a poll in the Facebook group, and I wanted to get a sense of what are some of the things that we can address for people, based on how they answered that poll.
Well, I think this is a loaded question. The first thing is, be honest with yourself, and take an inventory of your life and figure out what got you to where you are right now. Because many of us, myself included, find myself getting stuck in certain areas. So the first step is to be honest and do an inventory of where you are in life. What have you done? What's the actual problem that you see that has caused for you to be in this place? Because many times we think we're the problem, or the person is a problem, or the job is a problem. Well, no, you're not the problem. The person or the job or the other thing is not the problem. The problem is the problem.
Mm.
And the question is identifying what that problem is. It says not knowing where to find the answers. The answers are inside of you. The answers are not outside of you. The answers are inside of you. You were created to win. You were created to invent, to create, to make decisions. You were created to pretty much do whatever it is that your heart desire. However, if you're looking for somebody else to solve your problem, you got to wait for them to fix the problem before you can even get any results. And many times that's not going to happen. So the answers are not like in a library or in a box hidden somewhere. Although those libraries and books and things are necessary for us to make informed decisions. However, the answer is in you, because you have what God calls discernment, instinct, foresight, and you know when something's right for you and you know when it's not. And a lot of times we ignore that pull in that direction because it's uncomfortable. We don't want to do it, or we don't want to offend someone. But a lot of times the answers to your burning questions to get you unstuck may offend somebody, because you've been attached to this thing, this person, this job, this money, whatever it is, for so long that you feel like now this is a part of your life. And you know, Pam, you say it all the time. You just got a decision to make. You don't have a problem. You just got to decide what you want to do with your life. So finding the answers is inside of you. Now, sometimes the answers will come from a person, a situation, however, but it's because you went inside of yourself to seek direction, right? And so God will line up the people, the circumstances, the places for that answer to come to you. You don't have to go out there looking and searching. Just go inside yourself and recognize who you are. You're powerful. You were engineered and wired to win, to overcome. So, we all feel stuck, but sometimes we're looking in the wrong places, and that wrong place is outside of us. You got to look inside of us.
And I think that's the key, is inside of you. Too often people are looking externally for something, for an answer that they already have in themselves. Now, you might have to dig a little deep inside. Seek and you shall find. So Kenya mentioned about books. One of the things that I do heavily when I'm stuck or just not knowing which direction to go in, I start reading. And you know what? The book that helps me the most is the Bible, the Bible.
Yeah.
Because when I give attention to the Bible, then God gives attention to me. And I can honestly say that last year I put God on autopilot. I just figured, you know what? We're good. We're good. I'm going to move on. But then I realized that I was stuck in the situation that I was in. And I was like, okay, why am I stuck? Sometimes the answers that we need are so deep inside of us, we have to seek. And when we seek, that's when we'll find. And make sure that we eliminate any distractions that's trying to prevent us from finding that which we want to do. So many times we're so focused on what we don't want and what we want to get rid of that we don't focus on what it is that we do want. What is it that we want? Because once we focus on what we want, or seeking to find out what it is that we want, then the things that we don't want are secondary and they're manageable. It's when we focus too much on the things that we don't want that they begin to take control of us.
That's right.
They begin to bully us. And you know what that means? That means we're allowing something within us. We're fighting a battle within ourselves.
Yeah. And that holds you captive.
Yeah, holding us captive. And if you step back and think about it, it's like, why? Why am I doing that? Because it's like you said, Kenya, nobody else is the problem. The problem is the problem. So tackle it.
That's right.
Identify what it is and tackle it, and create some just you know what I think is really good idea, to create a board, like it's like a dream board. You all know about a dream board. Create a board that you can put out right out there for you to see exactly what it is that you want. What is it going to take to get there? What are the obstacles that are standing in the way? And call it for what they are.
Right.
The enemy has a way of manipulating us and deceiving us into thinking things about our situations, about ourselves,
That's
that
right.
are a lie. But when you put it out, right out in front of you, you realize that, you know what, that just don't make no sense.
Not at all.
This just doesn't make no sense. But
Right.
if you allow him to bully you, then it holds you captive in bondage to something that doesn't even exist.
Right. Right.
You know?
It's amazing. I went through, I don't know if you heard of the Landmark Forum. I went through this,
Oh, yeah,
it's
you did tell me about that.
transformational coaching some years ago. And there was part of the training where it talked about the vicious circle. And the vicious circle is where something happens, whatever that is. And I'll just give you a scenario. You're dating a guy and he says he's going to call you back. He doesn't call you back. And so so what happened? He didn't call you back. But then you create a story. Oh, he doesn't like me. He's not interested. He's no good. This story you just come up with. And then you just, go into this circle. But what really happened is he just didn't call you back. Period. There's nothing else after that. There's no assumptions. There's no story. Only the one you create.
When you think about that, Kenya, the fact that he just didn't call you back, that's transactional. It's just a transaction that didn't take place.
Yeah, maybe he fell asleep. Maybe he had to work, or maybe he, got a multiple phone. Who cares?
Yeah.
The only thing that happened is he just didn't call you back.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's interested. Who cares about that? Like, why were we adding things? And you could put any scenario in that. And that's a lot of times we have these problems we're trying to solve because we've created these stories that are not real.
And
made up.
And another reason that happens, Kenya, is because we have this false belief that we have control over other people and their actions when we really don't.
When I got set free from that, and it was a freeing thing. It was so like, you're grown. You want to do that? Go right ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that something you want to do? It might not be something that I like, but I'm not going to sit here and have a conversation with a grown person that wants to do X, Y, and Z and try to talk them out of doing what they want to do.
That's mind games. That's control.
Manipulation. Oh, did that make you happy? Does that make you happy? Go right ahead. Mm-hmm. Now, then I have to make a decision on if I want to continue to associate with you based on the decisions you keep making.
Yes, that don't sit well with me.
That don't sit well with me. That don't align up with my lifestyle.
Oh, that's right. But you got to know what your lifestyle is.
You got to know what it is.
Got to know what it is.